Good evening, welcome to game number 2 between Pulse and 3D Max. And I say game number 2 because this is a best out of 3 to determine which one of these two teams is going to get an invite to the Thor Open in Stockholm. And there's 8 teams that are going to be getting an invite. This is the sixth qualifier, wow, English, out of the 8 qualifiers in total. All are open qualifiers, so everybody can sign up, and these two teams of course sign up as well. They want to go there, and they're gonna fight for it. And that should be clear. 3D Max are one game in favor because they did won game number 1. Pulse is gonna be trying to making it 1-1 to force out a game number 3, just like they did in the semi-finals for the Thor qualifier. But we'll find out soon how they're gonna be trying to do that. As well, that was I actually said everything I wanted to say. Good. So, Bat Rider, Span, Undying and Wisp all being banned out right now. With the Magnus again, first pickup for 3D Max. They picked it up in the previous game as well. Worked out pretty nicely as they were able to combine it with Enigma for the Black Hole. If you have a Magnus reverse polarity Black Hole, I think they got it off at least once at the last fight there. But yeah, pretty successful at that, and we're gonna see if now Pulse decides, you know what, we're not gonna give you that Enigma, we're gonna actually pick up that Enigma ourselves, and gonna be doing something different this time. They had a Queen of Pain Pulse in the previous game, and they picked it up fairly early as well. Did not work out the last game. The game before that it worked out, but the game after it's like, no. As you also saw, it was just too much.
Reserve time.
They're still gonna try it again though. Jakiro again as well. Let's see if they can do better this time. I am not really convinced. I think Queen of Pain died 15 times in the last game, so that just to give you an indication if you missed that part. But I have to say, I mean, the games before that she was doing pretty okay. It's just that mid lane versus the Magnus did not work out for her, so maybe she's gonna be on a solo bottom lane again, as we still have the Bounty Hunter in the pool. 3D Max was able to use that pretty solidly in the previous game, so might want to do it again, and there he goes. They picked up Enigma as their 3rd pick last time, so if they do it again, that's gonna be their same lineup as they did last time for the first 3 heroes. But yeah, Bounty Hunter, Queen of Pain, we have seen that lineup earlier. Where Queen Pain was able to win her lane quite convincingly. But in that case, Pulse needs a new mid-hero. By the way, Darkseer is still in the pool as well. Pulse had that hero in the previous game, also did not work out. And there's the Rubik actually, 3D Max. Shifting paths and going for the Rubik. And there's the Darkseer still again on Pulse.
Radiant team banned.
By the way, Templar Assassin still in the pool, not being banned or picked. Interesting to note that. And we're gonna see what the bans are gonna be. Are they gonna ban out the Templar Assassin? No, they're gonna ban out the Chaos Knight. Well, if you look at Pulse, I mean, what heroes can you team up with the Jakiro that would be doing pretty well? Chaos Knight is definitely one of them. Enigma's still getting banned out. They don't want to be having that one again. Magnus Enigma combination, of course. Apparently my stream reset. I'm gonna see that. Stream resets. There. Sorry. Don't know when that happened. Well, I know how much frames have happened well, 9K frames ago, I guess. Keeper of Light getting banned out here. We have also a Chen being banned out by 3D Max, as we're waiting for the last ban coming up from them. And let's take a look at what Pulse. I mean, Darkseer. I'm hoping that Pulse is not going to try again Queen of Pain mid versus the Magnus, because obviously it didn't work out in the previous game, right? Maybe Darkseer would work better, making Magnus take damage and not being able to get in range. That could actually be a nice option. And then Queen of Pain on the easy lane, and then they still need a long lane solo. Or maybe get an aggressive tri-lane bottom. LeShrek getting banned out here now by 3D Max, basically saying if you're gonna go for an aggressive tri-lane, You're not going to be using the Leshrac, nor the Chaos Knight. Of course, both of those make for some have some nice combinations in them. They could still go for something like the Shadow Demon or something like that. So we have the last band incoming from Pulse shortly. Going into their bonus time soon. 9 seconds until the normal time runs out. And if we look at 3D Max, we already know what they're gonna do. Magnus middle, Bounty Hunter, long lane, solo, Rubik support, and again a Klink is getting banned out. They did in the previous game as well. Last time when they banned out the Klinks, I thought that they might wanted to pick up a Wisp. But the Wisp is already banned out, so I'm not sure. Tiny getting picked up here by 3D Max, so that's a new one. That is a new one indeed. And if you look at Magnus, reverse polarity, we have seen it before together with the I already changed the title of the stream. It's not my fault that Twitch doesn't update it. I'm sorry. I changed the title of the stream earlier before the best of the 3 started. Anyway, sorry for the people from the VOD. I was just replying to the chat. But yeah, we have seen this earlier as well. Magnus, it was then Magnus' Shrek Tiny, but Magnus reverse polarity avalanche toss. AoE damage at its finest. Fate bolts go through. Maybe we're still gonna see Alina, who knows, more AoE damage. And even, just in case if one tanky person survives, Laguna Blade, bam, everybody dead. Could be. Could be. Let's see how Pulse is gonna reply to that one. They already got the vacuum into Sonic Wave, but teamfight potential right now, they don't have it. Last game, we saw 3D Max, they banned out the Tidehunter. Maybe this game Pulse wants to pick it up as their secondary support. No. They're gonna go with the ones that I said. Aggressive Trial Lane, it might be indeed. Shadow Demon being picked up there. Shadow Demon also a pretty nice, semi-counter against the Tiny. Making sure that if Tiny goes on someone, you can just disrupt him while he's in the toss, for example, and just make sure he doesn't take the landing damage, and that helps a lot, actually. Last pickup for 3D Max. Are they gonna go for Jungle Hero? There's still plenty in the pool. There's plenty, basically mean the Nature's Prophet as well as the Enchantress. Or are they gonna go for support with more AoE damage to go through the Magnus ulti if they can get it off properly with all those heroes in there?
Reserve time.
And let's see, 3D Max, come on. Going into the reserve, they actually still have a minute left, so they don't really need to rush. And even if they already know what they're gonna pick up, they're gonna decide how Pulse is gonna run their lanes and how they're gonna lane against it. Can use all the time in the world. Well, until their bonus time runs out. Obviously. Now let's see. Come on. I still think Lina would be very nice. I'm not sure if that's viable though. I'm not sure. Like if you Magnus a lightning strike away. Ah. It's a bit of a shame because he doesn't have any AoE. He's like the single target heroes of single target heroes. He can do something against the lifesteal if it would have been picked up though. Maybe anticipating on that one from Pulse. I like it. And of course, what is said about Bane before last patch, though, just saying, is that you pick up Bane when the Shadow Demon is not there. Bane is someone that you can also stop encounters with a Nightmare and stuff like that. He can be very anti-ganky, like.
Reserve time.
Mirana. And now it's Mirana again. And I say again, because not because of the previous game, because of course then it was on the opponent's side, but the game before that, where they had a victory against in the semi-finals against Zero. Again, mid-game heavy. But again, not that much teamfight apart from the vacuum into Sonic Wave, into Ice Path, into Macropyre, into Starstorm. Okay, maybe some, but no teamfight disable like the reverse polarity or like the tiny avalanche. Actually, if we look at the Sable, there's not that much from Pulse. Ice Path, yes. Vacuum is not really a disable. Disruption is a disable, but you cannot attack your target while being disrupted, so that's a bit of a miss. And the arrow, you have to hit that one. Well, on 3D Max, there's a Nightmare, there is a Fiend Script, there's an Avalanche, there's a Telekinesis, and there is a Reverse Polarity.
5 seconds.
That is pretty dangerous. Pretty dangerous indeed. And there we go. Pause as the Dota music ends. And they have a 2-minute pause. Okay, well, just saying that. That means 2 minutes from now, I will still be in the pause and you'll only be seeing the start of the pause. Yep. Yep. Doom. No Doom. But let's see who's playing what first. We're gonna jump over to pause first because that's where we're not missing a hero. We're gonna have the Queen of Pain being played by Pinoy once more. We're gonna have Jakiro played by Minnie this time, so it's a slight change with Fishbone now playing the Shadow Demon, Region playing the Darkseer with Magamama playing the Mirana again. So that's gonna be that is the on pause. Actually, this is not 2 minutes. They cannot count. Okay. So we have on the Radiant side we have 3D Max getting ready to fight. We have got Ace on the Bounty Hunter once more.
Prepare for battle.
And we have got Noya playing the Tiny. Sorry. We've got Rubik playing played by Hayek. On the back we have a Y playing the Bane, and that means that we have Pastor Joe Rotten playing the Magnus. On the bottom lane, who's going for a fast bottle. He is actually not going to be on the bottom lane, probably going to be going mid if I'm correct, but for now we won't know because everybody is going towards the bottom lane. Also Pulse, even though they're waiting around with their tower, waiting for the Darkseer to be there so they can run as one with Shadow Demon at first. Because he can disrupt, Shadow Strike to follow perhaps, Ice Path to follow as well. They're gonna find someone though. There's the disruption onto Magnus. Ice Path arrow, both gonna hit. Then there's an Avalanche to try and stop it. Nightmare helping out as well. Stun from the Telekinesis, hits on 4 and they cannot find anybody anymore. The initiation was there. But that's instantly what I'm talking about. The Nightmare instantly from Bane. Anti-gank there. For sure. Telekinesis helping out, making sure that everybody around there got stunned, that they could not chase up. And Pulse, no first blood for them, even though orchestrating it so nicely with the Shadow Demon at front. I mean, they walked there so
the battle
purposefully,
begins.
but no, not gonna happen. So let's see how the lanes are gonna be distributed, shall we? We have got a Tiny on the bottom lane. He'll probably be supported by the Bane and by the Rubik, who are gonna be warding here. And maybe counterboarding as well, as the counterboarding has already been done for the creep spawns. We have an invisibility rune which will be picked up there by Hayek, not even attempted to deny from Minnie, not in range enough. We're gonna have indeed a Magnus versus Queen of Pain once more, so interesting to see how it's gonna go this time, as last time Queen of Pain was the one to be the first blood. For Pulse's team against this Magnus. So interesting to see that. We're gonna have a tri-lane indeed aggressive coming off from Pulse with the Darkseer on the top lane solo. This was actually the other way around as how I was expecting it, but Darkseer is gonna be able to make the life of the Bounty Hunter a bit of a trouble right there. As of course, I mean, you have a ranged carry up against a melee carry that will be also causing troubles for Tiny. We do have an invisible Rubik around here, making sure that he can initiate if they want to try it. We have then the Telekinesis, but then they don't have that much initiation. They need a bit more levels on the Tiny. They can, of course, if something goes wrong with Tiny, they have got the counter initiation. But before that, there's not really that much they can do against the team. I mean, if there's going to be something done, Shadow Demon can disrupt the target, of course, unless Shadow Demon is going to be the target himself. And, well, for now, I do think that both teams will be okay-ish, even though Tiny will not get any farm, and Mirana is actually getting nice farm right here. In the meantime, mid lane, already both down to half HP, with Queen of Pain 4 for 6, with the Magnus being 3 for 1, slightly behind, of course, on last hits, just like we saw last time, but don't count him out just yet, because he can kill, as we saw in the previous game. And we have the Region already picking up a Sentry Ward, placing it there, Bounty Hunter harassing Region more than vice versa, though the Iron Shell apparently not doing enough just yet. It's only level 2 just so far, so we'll just have to wait and see if he can still do it. In the meantime, I mean, they're I love this. I mean, their ward might have been dewarded, but they're still gonna make sure that there's not gonna be anything happening there. They're still gonna make sure there's not gonna be any creeps. They're just gonna stand there at every whole minute in the game, and they're just gonna make sure there's not gonna be anything happening there. Interesting indeed. as we have got the Bounty Hunter, 500 gold in his inventory, and well, he's able to hold his own a lot, actually, doing a lot better than I thought he would. 7 for 2 on the Darkseer, with 9 for 3 on the Bounty, and the Bounty Hunter getting ahead there. And still no initiation from Pulse on the bottom lane here. And I guess as long as they're shutting down Tiny entirely, they are okay here. But at the same time, well, they're shutting down Tiny as well as shutting down, and here they go again. They're gonna block this. Oh, I love this. But yeah, they're shutting down Tiny as well as the supports, because I say it every time there's an aggressive tri-lane. If there's an aggressive tri-lane and you are the one to run the aggressive tri-lane, oh, Telekinesis, Shadow Demon, Ice Bat, gonna hit on the Rubik. Arrow hits on the Bane, right clicks, Avalanche though, hits on 3. They're not gonna be able to go for this, or are they? Actually, they might! Nightmare gonna deny! No, Nightmare gets taken off so they can still get the first blood. Mini picks it up. Nice one. Taking one from the team for Wagamama. Nice job. First blood goes to Pulse. But yeah. So I said in all other games where there was aggressive tri-lanes, the reason you have to be aggressive, and the reason it's called aggressive tri-lane, is because you have to be aggressive, because your supports are only getting the experience from the lane, and while the other supports are getting farm in the jungle as well. But they're not getting farm in the jungle, because every whole minute the heroes from Pulse make sure that there's not going to be such case. Even though right now at the 4 minutes spawn there will be actually creep wave spawning, so that's that done. As we have Bounty Hunter still taking care of the Darkseer, so Bounty Hunter definitely getting ahead, though he was very low. He gets the kill, not the first blood unfortunately for him, but still something that you don't really see often on a solo laning Bounty Hunter. Ice Bat, Lights on the Rubik, Dual Breath there as well. There's gonna be more for that. Here comes a disruption up on the Tiny, who comes into play. Shadow Poison is gonna hit in the Bane. Soul Catcher on the Tiny, they're spreading it out all over the place, but they're not gonna be able to find out anybody. Nightmare up on the Shadow Demon, but also cannot find it. Ice Bat, still Lights so as well as the Arrow. Bane, a lot of trouble. Queen of Pain, blinking in, actually gets the last hit, but but Marana has to save his life. Make sure he's not blinking in there. And I mean, they had the ward there. They could have seen her coming. She was not invisible or anything like that. And Bane, I mean, or at least Magnus, able to get some free farm for himself. Managed to get the double damage rune, but isn't there to help out his teammates. 17 for 2 on Magnus right now, and we have 18 for 7 on Queen of Pain. So even on the farm right there, but of course now Queen of Pain also got a kill, making it slightly in her favor again. Shockwave is still gonna hit though. She still has to be very careful, but at least it's already going better than the previous game where we saw that happen. We're gonna have mid lane, bottom lane, Tiny, 5 for 0. He's not having a fun time. He's not getting last hits. He's not getting that much experience as well, and he's not that much more that you would expect. He is still behind in levels on the Marana. Marana, who's 24 for 4, highest last hits on the game. Avalanche gonna hit on 3 once more. Arrow's gonna miss. It's Avalanche drop quite on par though. Bane thinking about going in, has got the Nightmare ready of course. Disruption is gonna be there. Shadow Poison as well, just harassment though. Telekinesis up on the Jakiro. Nightmare up on the Marana. TP in for the Magnus. Leap away from the Marana. Nightmare up on the Shadow Demon, who gave his life. Arrow though will not be able to help out. Shadow Demon goes down, and that is take one for the team. I mean, Marana would have otherwise died if nobody caught her out of that Nightmare there, and Shadow Demon took her out of the Nightmare and was able to help out. And Magnus, and we saw Magnus going for a fast bottle. He actually doesn't. He does have it, of course. There goes his.
Radiant's middle tower.
I was worried about that one for a second, but yeah. 4 heroes still on the bottom lane for 3D Max, as there's 2 now on Pulse, both Jakiro and Marana. So Leap and Ice Bet, that's all they can do to stop this from happening. They don't have a vision either. They see the Bane now, and they will be backing off. It is nighttime, however, so they might not have seen it actually. Pause going off from the Rubik. And the PA comes out of Puff. And then the go goes already. Probably some Windows update. Let's see if they can find something here. Nightmare started off, it's all they need. And of course there's Shadow Demon there to take it over again, and the disruption that might help out as well.
Middle tower
and they actually back off. Losing too much time with just standing around. Magnus reverse polarity not being tested on the bottom lane, and goes back to mid lane where Queen of Pain is now happily free farming. Level 7 up on her, level 60 on the Magnus, and last hits also now in favor of Queen of Pain. And if we look at the last hits all over the map, reverse polarity actually being used on the Queen of Pain here. Schooler back inside tower range, no blink away still there. Shockwave to follow through, but it's not going to be enough. But yeah, if we look at the last hits all over the map, we've got the Queen of Pain, Darkseer, and Mirana all highest up on there, and that's all 3 lanes for Pulse. So we have the Gold Graph going their way, even though the kills are even. Ice Path's gonna hit on some of the creeps, they're gonna farm this, Starstorm helping out. Nightmare up on Mirana as we have a disruption here on the Bane. Telekinesis hit as well, but they're still gonna be able to pick this up. Mirana picking up the last hits of the neutrals. On both sides, one more hit needed there, and that's actually the, yeah. Siege Creep got that one. And this Siege Creep is gonna be moving back probably soon. Yeah, there we go. Making sure that the lane will push out a bit in favor. Arrow! Ooh, a creep. I don't know how that hit a creep, like creep was there. Obvious. Awkward. Anyway. Let's see, we're gonna actually switch already. Even though it's still very even, we know the last hits, but we're gonna check out the net worth. Because that's gonna be more important now. Actually, oh, top lane, Darkseer going down. Magnus helping out, reverse polarity not even there, but he didn't need it. And the Bounty Hunter, very low on life once more. Got his urn complete now. Got his Tranquil Boots, got his shield, happy times. And he's level 8, so track kills, let them happen. And that was the first track kill, of course, to go. So that's 1 kill in favor of 3D Max, as we're gonna see Mini making sure that these creeps are not gonna be experienced for the supports for the Radiant team. He does, yeah, he doesn't. Nah, never mind. They do not sack it. Tiny level 4. He's been shut down so hard, but Mirana level 4 as well. I mean, that's the downside of this lane for both teams right now. They are being so behind in experience. Level 5 now on the Tiny, as he's 10 last hits right now with Mirana getting 41 still. He's still level 4 though. But the experience graph is going to look very different. That is very much in favor of 3D Max. They say very much, but still only 500, not that much. And now Ace coming in here. He wants to go for Wagamama. Has got the track, has got the center being placed down. They know he's there. Disruption there. Starstorm actually missing. Telekinesis still there. Ice Path, Avalanche. Leap away from Mirana. Is she still going to be able to do something here? Queen of Pain coming in here as well with a double damage rune of all runes that you could pick up. One more hit, and it's the Bane that goes down as the first one. Is it going to be the only one? Bounty Hunter back in play, but he is walking away from the Sentry Ward as we have on the bottom lane. Rubik still getting picked up. Reverse polarity being used. Queen of Pain not going to be able to blink away. Gets picked up by the Tiny, and now it is the Magnus scurrying away. No arrow to catch him out of position. Track still goes off. But the trial in here around here is still alive. 1 for 1. Bane for a Queen of Pain. Bane and Rubik for a Queen of Pain. Not an all too worthy trade. They still want to go for something more. Ace still hanging around here, of course. Sentry Ward is still there, and there's the disruption again. Tossed in from the Magnus. Right clicks, the shockwave. Fishbone goes down. Ice Path that hits, but too late. Hits on 2 also. TP incoming again. More TPs. Tiny still hanging around. They're very high on mana still as well. More TPs in. That's the Darkseer coming around. He needs to be here. Everybody needs to be here, apparently. So you have 4 heroes here. It's only the Rubik that's not here from 3D Max. He's going to the top lane to try and get some levels while there's nobody else there. He's level 4. He needs to get level 6 to steal those spells as they get thrown out there. Bounty Hunter level 9. We saw what the Bounty Hunter did in the previous game. Pulse does not want to let it get that far. But can they pick him up? They see him again though. They don't have the disruption, and they cannot pick him up anymore, as we have Queen of Pain still landing a Shadow Strike on the Magnus, but he has a haste rune, so he gets away. 4 heroes now from Pulse in his bottom lane, if they're not going to do anything with that. Ooh, arrow. Oh, it hits! And the Soul Catcher, and the Tool Breath, and the Ice Path, and the Vacuum. Nightmare helping out, though disruption was too late. Is it going to be enough? Avalanche comes as well, but it's the Mirana that picks up the Bounty Hunter kill. And the Bane gets out. Bounty Hunter goes down. Nice pickup from Pulse. And they do know that they definitely need those pickup on the Bounty Hunter, because he is going to get very dangerous, and he had a very good lane. And we saw last game what he can do with a very good lane. Tier 1 tower gonna get a rest. 4 heroes here still from Pulse, so should be able to get it with only 2 heroes defending here. Only the Tiny as well as the Bane, and they see them all. They have the wards here, so they have the vision. Making sure they can go in if they want to, making sure they can land arrows if they want to. Mirana standing in position again to try and land that arrows if there's someone coming in her range again. Ice Path not hitting. Shadow Poison does hit though, so the vision is there. Arrow. Ooh, close, but not hitting. So just a tower it is. In the meantime, mid lane, Queen of Pain finding herself standing next to a Bounty Hunter, unaware, level 9 on either side. If this is going to be turning into a trick kill with Magnus, making sure that he's not making Queen of Pain too scared. There she goes though. Blink away in time, knowing that something was wrong. And the reverse polarity from the Magnus could have helped out, but not going to be able to do so. And that's smoke up for Pulse, going towards that mid lane. And as soon as they got on smoke, they will place a sentry ward that they don't have, but they will find him. They know he's there, and they don't have anything to see him with, and now Ace decides, whoops, that's too many heroes for me to take on, and he backs off. Smoke ruined. And that's the problem if you're not carrying those detection items that Bounty Hunter forces you to have with you at all times. Shockwave going through, right clicks, tracks going off. Shadow Strike not hitting anymore. Ice Path not hitting either. TP incoming. Skewer. Reverse polarity. Hits on 2. Shockwave. That's 1 down. Is it gonna be 2? Fatefuls going through. Not doing enough though. Dual Breath going through. And that's gonna be almost 2 down. Not just yet though. It's gonna be Magnus. It's gonna be first. Rubik is gonna be second. Double kill from Arana. Buyback on the Magnus. Bounty Hunter still doing what he can to try and take down the Darkseer, as we have Bane being thrown in here. Not able to do that much anymore though. It is the Darkseer still getting picked up by the Bounty Hunter. They know he's here around here somewhere. Arrow does not hit. Shockwave does hit. Mirana's ultimate being used. Shadow Demon not being there when the ultimate was casted, so he is back into play without it anyway. 7 for 7 is the kill score. And Bounty Hunter able to get away safely. Actually, he's not done yet. But Pulse is done. They back off. Even giving away the tower should 3D Max want to go for it, but they don't want to go for it. They're not aware that Pulse is backing off that far. And let's just see. Bane still level 5, no Fiend Scriptures yet, and that's so important in this fight. And they TP'd bottom mostly, but there's a lot of people mid still. 3 heroes running around here. Shadow Demon might be in a lot of trouble soon. He's level 6. He can't do too much by himself. Ace is hanging around there. There's only a normal ward for the Radiant team, no ward for the Dire team. As we have got a gank going off on the Tiny on the bottom lane. Here comes the Darkseer, vacuum in. And that's going to be an avalanche, only hitting on the Darkseer though. Toss away from the Queen of Pain. Blink is on cooldown. There it is again. If she wants to, there it is. Sonic Wave will do the job. Done. And that's going to be Shockwave. Shadow Demon getting tracked up. The Demonic Purge and Dust hitting up on that Bounty Hunter, waiting for people to help him out. If they can, they cannot though. They will not. They go down. Shadow Demon goes down, that is. And the dust being popped instantly, smoke being popped, that is. They find other people though. They find the Darkseer, Ice Path, Dual Breath, hits, Queen of Pain coming in. That's gonna be Magnus going down, and now Region trying to make himself get himself out of here. The dust already wore off on the Bounty Hunter. Queen of Pain though, is it gonna be enough? We have got the, it was on cooldown, now it's not anymore, and now he goes away, and now Dual Breath hits on the Bane, who puts a Nightmare up on Mini. Nightmare gets taken over by the Queen of Pain, but Mini cannot do anything anymore. Iron shells all around. Very, of course, nice against making sure the Bounty Hunter's not going to stand next to you. Tracks going off on the Queen of Pain, knowing now where the Bounty Hunter is about. In the meantime, Tier 1 Tower going to get a Rasp. Mirana being around there, building towards a Manta style. Picked herself up a Yasha. Darkseer. This is Queen of Pain coming in to help her. Queen of Pain, who picked up herself up an Ultimate Orb, might be going for a Lincoln Sphere. TP incoming. Nice denied. Oh, that was not denied. Queen of Pain. It was an attempt to deny. Queen of Pain picked up the kill though. But yeah, Bounty Hunter 1800 gold. Curious to see what it's gonna go for, because normally Bounty Hunters go for, I mean, the drums, the aura items, the Vladimirs and stuff. But previous game he of course had enough gold to go for BKB after his drums, and we might see him go for a bit more aggressive again as well, as he has been taking on that semi-carry role. He's got 4 out of the 8 kills, has been in 5 out of the 8 kills. And we actually have a double damage up on the Queen of Pain that's about to run out, and they know. Oh, this is so sad. They're standing here with the sentry word. Where is the Bounty Hunter, they think? Well, they find him. And there he is. And they're gonna come in from behind. Maybe they still have something. Do they still have... Yeah, they have the dust and the sentry word, but they can't find him. And Bounty Hunter knows that something is up and he backs off. Oh, sad ordeal. Nightmare up on the Darkseer. Skewer back. No tower there to help out anymore. Surge away should be enough. And that's going to be helping out there. Vacuum in there. No Sonic Wave to follow it up on. 2 second cooldown. Arrow doesn't hit. Bane in a lot of trouble. Sonic Wave this time hits. And Queen of Pain picks up the kill. Safe and sound.
Death travels faster than sound.
Yes, Queen of Pain. We've actually heard you say that before. Thank you for your contribution to this cast. But yeah, let's take a look at more of the items, because we haven't really had time to do that, just with all the hassle going around with the tri-lanes and stuff, and so much volatile situations where people could die. Like right now, Vacuum back in on the Tiny, he throws out an avalanche, hits on 2, telekinesis there as well, arrow, ooh, almost hits a courier, but it can't hit the courier. Queen of Pain blinking in and finds himself a kill on the Rubik with Shadow Demon's Demonic Purge actually getting the last hit. Now Bounty Hunter has showed himself, but will not be going in on this one, not just yet, not until someone drops very low, like maybe this Bounty Hunter, sorry, Shadow Demon. But now with the mechanism used, that's not going to be happening anymore either. Shadow Poison doesn't hit on the Bounty Hunter, who's still showing his face. They still know that he's here.
Radiant structures.
Fortification goes off. 4 heroes here, 5 heroes here, off Pulse. And only 3 here, almost 4 of 3D Max. And in the meantime, it's just Magnus who's farming on the top lane. Magnus, who has been picked off a couple of times. Got 2200 gold, almost got his Blink Dagger. That's the Soul Catcher. Ice Pass, arrow misses though, dust being used. He cannot get away, or can he? No, he cannot. He should not. Mirana, actually, she was safe there, I guess. And that's gonna be that Nightmare still being put on Jakiro, but not helping anymore. And that's gonna be the tower taken down by the Jakiro as well. And he's got 1800 gold, 10 stick charges, doing okay for himself. He's got a Dark Steer. There's a Dark Steer with a mechanism up on the Pulse side as well. As Mirana now got 1900 gold. We've got a Fishbone having not that much. He's a support. We shouldn't be too harsh on him. And that's actually everybody from the Dire side discussed, I believe. Queen of Pain. Got picked up middle lane. Did see a drop, but didn't think she was actually going to die. Magnus, first player to use. He has a Blink Dagger, as said, that he was saving for that one. So that's that one being used. We have the Rubik not having stolen anything. I guess Queen of Pain died too fast for that. He is level 6. And I have to actually pop this one. Look at that. Level 6 on the 2 supports of a 3D Max. That is a trail lane, the aggressive trail lane for Pulse, working out so well for them. Shutting down 3D Max. And even the Tiny is not that high just yet. Even though Tiny is higher level than the Mirana. Just meaning that Mirana shared a bit more with her supports. But her the supports from the Tiny are still level 6. However, we do have a Fiend script now on the Bane that might make a difference in the next fight. This is just an illusion. Illusions, yes. And they're just gonna take it down. Tiny, in the meantime, finished up his drums, so we'll have that one, meaning that the Bounty Hunter doesn't need it, but still has it, so that's drums for him. Still having those complete. Vacuum in, doesn't find it though. Do they have a gem or something? No, they don't. They've got sentry wards though, and now they see him. Now they see him. Ice Path hits. There's a disruption as well as a Soul Catcher. Is there gonna be more? No more. Magnus around there, too big of a risk. Arrow, not gonna hit. Ice Path, not gonna hit. Tracks, making sure they have vision on 3D Max's side. As in 3D Max has vision there. Shockwaves to go through.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'll put up net worth again just to see that one. Are they gonna stick around here? Because those shockwaves can just keep coming because the mana boots are on the Magnus. Lincoln Sphere being activated actually. Track being stopped. Queen of Pain has her Lincoln Sphere complete. And that's a skewer in. They noticed. Jakiro was there. Jakiro goes down. Arrow still hits on the Rubik, but they can't go in it. Look at that. Radiant Ward. Blink in. Skewer to the low ground. That's Magnus doing, and now we see Pulse backing off, knowing that they can't do anything anymore, and this is the time for Bounty Hunter to strike. Can he find someone? He finds Regen. Track will be up there, extra movement speed, and that's going to be the surge away for Regen. Should be ending the chase right there and then. And we were going over items, but I think I had everybody already. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And otherwise you can look at this one for a while. Well, let's check out what these are wanting to do, because there's 4 heroes here in the mid lane from 3D Max. And they're not trying to farm. Yet. Maybe expecting more coming off from Pulse. TP from Tiny to the top lane to continue his farm. He's not doing too bad. Though of course he wants to be doing a lot better. He is 3.6k gold below the one that he was against the lane on, this guy, Murano, who's finished his Manta style. There's a lot of gold right there. 1k gold on the Bounty Hunter again already. Could buy an Ogre Club if he wants to have that. Of course, we are expecting him to be going for that BKB, but we never know. We have, of course, in the meantime, the Roshan. If they can't take down the tower, they will take down the Roshan, and they will be able to do so. As this is, by the way, the last tier 2 tower standing on the side of 3D Max, because the bottom and the top one are already down. And they just take down Roshan. Ice Pests are going to hit, and there's nothing that the Radiant can do against this. Even though they have done a lot of team fights, they might want to, but they're not in position, and I'm not even sure if they could. Actually, well, with first player to maybe they could. Mirana picks up the Aegis, now they can't anymore. Double damage room from the Queen of Pain actually helped out a lot there as well. 1k gold in her inventory again. Jakiro earn on him. Vacuum into the Eclipse region. More farm, he says. And he gets it. €5. I mean, this is for 3D Max. This is a very dangerous situation. They don't want to get picked off. I mean, understandable. They are feeling that they're not at the advantage, as we do see. 10k gold, but the experience is not that much difference. I mean, we still see only 2 kills difference. But there is a 5 towers difference. That's the main difference right now. Those 5 towers. And 3D Max, they need to win a team fight and then they can take towers. But so far, they haven't really won a team fight just yet. And that's what they're built for, the team fights. But yeah, that's difficult for them. They don't want to be picked off. They still want to try to find some farm, but they don't want to be alone too much. So they are very careful, and that's something that might cost them. As we have well, the vision, of course, up on the high ground from the Radiant team will make sure that they can't be sneaked up on unawareness, unannounced. Even though the Mirana's ultimate will try to help, and that's another Lincoln sphere being popped. There is a Sentry Ward here, but that won't scout out invisibility heroes here. So maybe Pulse wants to use Mirana's ultimate to try and initiate, but they need some more vision for themselves as well. They need the vision before they go in, and that's something that they can't, they don't have right now. And they can't assume that 3D Max does not have vision of them. Smoke up by 3D Max, and they now realize where they are. But those two will go back inside the jungle. Queen of Pain, you might be slightly over... We have seen Queen of Pain overextending a hell of a lot today. Now she blinks away just in time. Didn't know what hit her. Now she knows what hit her. That Queen of Pain. Actually, I just want to see this one. To be fair, she only died 2 times. It's been active in 10 out of the 12 kills. So she's got 7 last hits, 3 assists. Not doing bad this game. 2k gold in her inventory already. Curious to see what she's gonna go for next. As we have Darkseer continuously farming. Probably building towards the side. If I TP's out towards the tier 1 tower, as we see that we have got Wagamama leap away though from the Fiend's Grip. That was the Fiend's Grip being used, and Wagamama staying alive. Centerboard being placed. Arrow misses though, dual breath. Vacuum back in. Is it still gonna be enough? It is not gonna be enough, and Ace is gonna be backing out just like the rest of 3D Max. They know that they were no longer supposed to be there. Queen of Pain. Haste rune. Want to pick it up. Want to do something. Has got a Sonic Wave. Sentry Ward there though. They know he's not around. Dust up on the Shadow Demon. There they find the... well, they find the Tiny. He's not really the most gankable target out there because he's pretty tanky, right? Bounty Hunter still around there. See, now the rotation. Tracks going off. Something being stolen. Skewer to the low ground. Once again, Avalanche region dead. Arrow still lands on the Tiny, but they cannot go in it. There's a Nightmare up on Wagamama, but again, they cannot go in on it. Both sides having an issue there. And Leap Away is there. And again, the same kind of pick-off came from 3D Max. Skewer to the low ground, and everybody stood waiting there to take down Region. And the Darkseer out of play means that Pulse don't have their semi-team fight that they were aiming for. So they have to back off. 3D Max is gonna see if they can take this to their advantage. Maybe take down the first tower, who knows? Could be. Could be indeed. You can do it. You can do it.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, they can. Arrow creep. Tracks. Mirana. Janana. They did a lot of damage actually, and his shockwave barely misses. And Mirana now shuriken toss and now has to back out. She cannot stand there anymore. Now backs off. It's too late. Darkseer coming back in here, but without the Mirana, they cannot really chase that. No, Mirana actually sticking around. Mechanism charge helping out. Now TP's towards the top lane to take it from there and make sure the Tiny is not pushing down this tower. They need to defend their towers. This is something that is pretty dangerous situation. I mean, Pulse is ahead on gold, yes, by quite a lot, but most of that comes from towers, which means that as soon as 3D Max starts taking down towers, Region, not again. Is there going to be more? Fiend's Grip could be there if he wants to. There it is. Ice Path still hits. Doesn't hit on the Bane though. Region still goes down. Dual Breath, not enough. A Bounty Hunter picks up the Darkseer. Track kill for 3D Max. But yeah, what I wanted to say is as soon as 3D Max starts taking down towers, they will be getting extra gold, and they were already able to hold their own, already able to fight back, and with that gold, they might be able to take the game, make the game the other way around. So it's very dangerous for Pulse to give away any towers. So that's why we see them being very prone on defending those. As Mirana get arrested back to the fountain finally. To be fair. And track going off on Fishbone, who is set to defend this tier 1 tower. Shadow Poisons to go through. Also on the heroes here, just 2 though, 3 actually. Track going off on the side. Shadow Demon making sure the creep wave gets pulled past the tower. Will get picked off, but yeah, it's too risky for 3D to dive past the tower. I mean, you never know who can TP, and that's the main danger about fighting near tower of the opponent team. The incoming TPs, and we saw them fighting around here, and then still the TPs came. Everybody TP to the tier 1 tower, and that is a massive factor for Pulse right now. Those TPs, making sure that they can be almost anywhere on the map in a very short period of time. As we have Tiny going for the carry build, picked up the Yasha, wants to go for Mantis Tower. We might see him go for an Aghanims before, though, just getting the attack speed from the Yasha first, and then an Aghanims after to be carrying around a tree and such. As we have a smoke up coming up from Pulse, 3 heroes only though. With 2 heroes missing, it's going to be the Mirana who can be there soon. It's going to be Bait there, and of course the Queen of Pain who can be blinking in soon as well. Sentry ward, they walk right below it, they see a Gem of True set on the Darkseer, and they reveal the smoke with that. And they are going to pick up the other wards with that as well. Yeah, that's going to be that. Successful counter wards coming off for Pulse. And now Queen of Pain. Gonna be some trouble. Shuriken Toss already popped off the Linkosphere so that the track could go on there still. And she TPs to the top lane again. Doesn't want to lose that tower. And it's Magnus that is actually gonna be going back there. Blinks and skewers away. Making sure that he's not gonna get caught out there. Well, tower is down to half HP. Bottom lane tower is a bit higher. And mid lane tower, we already saw that, is a bit lower. So, I mean, they're still doing a good job at defending everything right there, but they have to keep it up, and right now they're not gaining any ground. This is the problem right now. If you are ahead, you have to try to keep staying ahead. If you are that mid-game aggression team, they have to continue in that flow, and right now they're not able to because 3D Max is not giving them an opening to. They're playing so careful, knowing that their Tiny is going to be able to get some farm. They find some supports right here. Avalanche, Repulse Polarity, take the kills as they come, and they get to Mirana's ultimate, not able to help out as they drop dead on top of each other. That is a successful smoke gank. As I do believe it was smoke, right? Yeah, it was.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it was. That ward would have otherwise scouted it out. 2300 gold in the Tiny, as he indeed picked up a point booster, so Aghanims next. As with those 2 kills that they got, they might be able to take down his tower, so 30 max. Arrow, not gonna hit, dodging that, tracks go off, vacuum in, Darkseer wall, skewer away. That's gonna be the route that still goes down though. Darkseer wall's got, double Darkseer wall, got stolen. Nightmare's going off, making sure that Bane not able to, well, might have had a chance to get away, but not anymore because Queen of Pain just made sure that didn't happen. And now East is going to be backing out.
Radiant's middle
they sense the
tower
ward
is under attack.
with the gem, of course, and they were able to take out the last 6 tower. So they got the momentum, and the momentum actually came from 3D Max. I mean, they picked up those two kills, figured it would be safe for them to take down this tower, but it wasn't. And with that, with those 2 kills, they find the advantage. The arrow is not going to hit. Janata is hitting those surge away from Darkseer still. Avalanche on 2, toss back in on the Shadow Demon, disruption on the Tiny. There's Soul Catcher still as well, but the Shockwave still finish off the Shadow Demon, and now Magnus looking for a way in, finds the Darkseer. Darkseer gonna be trying to get himself away. Has got, of course, got the Gem of Crusade. Someone who you don't want to have dying still dies though. Gem of Crusade keeps on the floor, but Bounty Hunter wants to throw out some other Queen of Pain, big plays, gets the Gem of Crusade, blinks in, and in the meantime Macropire hits on 2. This arrow is not gonna hit, actually still Queen of Pain picks up the Magnus, arrow hitting on Rubik. Rubik who's gonna go down still. And now Laran on the way out, 17 HP left on her as we have got Ace also getting picked off. Wow, what a comeback, what a play. I mean, I just want to say something. Queen of Pain got flamed a lot by the chat in the previous game because she died 15 times in total, but this picking up the gem just here. Just burn and turn, and the Jakiro actually made that true with the Macropire, burning them as they went. And they pick up a big fight. There's the reverse polarity again. Avalanche is gonna be over the top. Fiend's Grip on the Queen of Pain. Skewer away, is it gonna be enough? That's the combination I was talking about, and they get 2 kills so far. That's gonna be 3. Mirana's gonna be able to make it out though, but the Gem of Crusade goes down. Mirana's ultimate being used to try to help the rest escape. We still have Shadow Demon around there, takes a lot of damage from that. But we'll juke them away, and Mirana able to get out. Okay, so, you know, they should have probably backed off after that one. But that was the combination that we were saying during the draft. With the reverse polarity, Avalanche, and of course the Fiend's Grip for the one that you really don't want to get away. That was the Queen of Pain. Really don't want to get away. With everything just there, it was a lot of damage. And then again the skewer from everybody. And now they're gonna finally get their first tower down. Bam! Tiny picks it up. Tiny, who's got, well, he's got 800 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. And they might be getting a tier 2 as well here. That would be a big win. That's gonna be, nah, that's not. Fortification goes up, TPs are gonna come again, and they don't want to risk it, and I don't blame them. This goes back and forth inside this game, with 12k gold still in favor of Pulse, but that will change. Experience graph says the tail a bit better, because this is back and forth right now. Regeneration rune is just gonna let it hanging, okay. And Rubik now with the Gem of True Sight. That's a downy for Pulse, as he, of course, they want to use the Mirana ultimate and such. But at the same time, Rubik is not the most tanky target of the bunch. He's got 5 deaths already out of the 17 deaths that have been done. So he might not be all too safe still. Yes, he's stacking up the Ancient Camp, by the way. Making sure that the Tiny will have something to take down. Tiny, who's going to be the sole lone carry, as in the hard carry for 3D Max. And he already finished his Aghanim, so still has that gold. So I guess it was already in the donkey. He got a lot of gold from like 5 NGs. And he's going to be able to buy the Manta Cell soon as well. As we have another Roshan kill being done by Pulse, as of course they, yeah, they're going to be able to do that uncontested as well. Sentry Word being used there. So they have full vision. And Mirana picking up the Aegis once more. And going towards the bottom lane. They don't have a new gem, by the way. They have dust. That's it. They have a new items. I'm just gonna go over the new items. Hello, Deadless. And what's the other new items that I saw? No, that wasn't Darkseer. Well, Veil of Discord. We saw him building that already, so no real surprise there. There. Scythe of Vice. Hello, Tiny. And Tiny, no BKB on him, so that's gonna be trouble for him. So he might be saving his gold to go for BKB, actually. Especially since you'll soon find out there is a Scythe of Vice on the Queen of Pain. In the meantime, new items being built up on the Radiant side. We have Magnus building towards the BKB.
Tower is under attack.
We have Bounty Hunter having a Sanjin Yasha, just like the previous game. No BKB on him this time, though. Nightmare and Disruption going off on Wagamama there, as we have there we have Tiny being turned into a pickup, but they cannot go in on it, and that is something that they have needed to do. And now 30-second cooldown on that. As Illusions from Mirana trying to do as much as they can to the tower, without really putting their own hero in danger. Nice and feeble on Wagamama. That's actually a big loss for him. A lot of damage being taken away from him. Are they gonna continue going? So wait for the next creep wave. Shockwave going through. A bit too early to reach Ultra Creep. So Ice Path gonna lock in Tiny. Arrow not gonna hit though. Vacuum actually finished that. Missed that up. Reverse Polarity, Avalanche Toss, and that's gonna be 4 heroes, 5 heroes. Sonic Wave still goes down as the Magnus goes down. Nice Ice Path hits on 2. Tiny being turned to Piglet again. Dust being popped. Rubik goes down. Tiny goes down. Bane goes down. Buybacks all around. But the buybacks all happen on the Radiant side. Buyback on the Bane, buyback on the Tiny, and on the Rubik. Arrow doesn't hit, but doesn't need to. Infinite Bane still picks on the Bounty who also buys back. And it's gonna be more Tiny having to back off here again. It is just Pulse going for the Hero's Lock for the throne, though. Buyback on the Jakiru also as he went down. It's the only one that went down on Pulse. And they still, I mean, they won a big fight. But look at that. Look at those buybacks. They still haven't got the tower, and Tiny still wants to go in. But now they have the reverse polarity on cooldown. They don't even have to Magnus vacuum in there. And Fiend's Grip, Arrow will hit though, and will hit on the Bane. Bane will not live to see that through. He goes down to the Mirana Avalanche. Ledges on the 2 right here, but they're going to be able to stay alive, and they're just going to go for the tower. Now Mirana picking that one up. Barracks are going to go down as well. Tiny cannot do anything to stop this. Just trying to minimize damage and not die. That's the best he can do right now. Lincoln's being used as I guess Bounty Hunter wanted to land a track or something like that. There goes the Barracks. TP in from the Magnus. Who is, oh, that is going to be him going down again. And that's going to be Rubik going down as well. And the Tiny and the Bounty Hunter, the only 2 left alive, and they're just going to go for the next Barracks. And it looks like Paul's looking really good to force out of game number 3. Or as Ace gets picked off as well, only the Tiny left up. The gold grab dropping down, massive drops there. As Experience finally leaving that 2 to 4k advantage for Pulse, and bam, down to the 14k. And they get the tier 3, and they get all the buybacks. No buybacks for anybody on the Radiant side, and everybody on the Radiant side, apart from the Magnus, have bought back. And still Magnus didn't buy back, but still died twice.
has
That is a
fallen.
bit painful, and they're just gonna go to the next barracks, next tier 3 tower. They don't have any tier 2s anymore. There goes the ice path, and that's gonna be Tiny. Vacuum, Tiny goes down. Bane gonna go down as well. GG is getting cold. Now we will have a game number 3 between Pulse and 3D Max. As the score is now 1-1, and Pulse, they make it exciting. They make sure that it's like they kind of throw their number 1 games. Like they did versus Zero, I guess, in a way. And then they come back on their second game, making sure that we have not lost hope that Pulse, the Swedish team, can make it to the Thor Open on Stockholm. And I do believe that 3D Max is a Danish team, so they're like import Swedes in a way, if they would go to Stockholm. We're just waiting for everybody to disconnect as the mega creeps are complete, and they are taking down the tower soon. Queen of Pain. Gonna be doing just the thing that you should be doing. All the disconnects are there though. My name is Sheever, I'm a Ghost Gamerscaster. If you wanna support me, please subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/SheeverGaming. And we will be seeing game number 3 for the Thor Open Qualifier number 6 between Pulse Gaming and 3D Max to determine which one of these two teams is gonna be getting the invite to the Thor Open in Stockholm. Offline finals between 8 teams. I'm gonna let you see the end screen for a short while before we switch back into the next game. Bam! Look at that. Maran, 7k gold at the end. Oh well, come on. Game number 2. Game number 3 coming up in a moment.